So, do you have an inner healer? Yes, you do. Actually, everybody has an inner healer. And not everybody takes the time to develop this individual, but it is inside of you. And if you choose to develop those aspects about yourself, it actually opens you up to a whole bunch of other things, a whole bunch of other different ideas and ways of seeing things. You could say you go through a transformation of sorts. It's funny because in some cultures, if someone has had like extreme trauma done to them in some way, shape, or form, especially like at an early age, a lot of times those people are assigned to being the shamans or whatever. It's funny, and it really kind of attests to this concept of the healer heals thyself. And the idea behind that is that in order to really take somebody through a process of healing, the uh, the facilitator or the therapist should have that experience themselves. They should have gone through that experience enough times to identify can come up when a person goes through that process. And if you saw my little piece about the healing crisis, it kind of ties into that a little bit too. But today we're going to talk about the inner healer. So when I was teaching massage therapy back in California, I eventually created this system. It was like just as an educational system. It's a way that I organized my classes, but I did it in a specific way for a specific reason. You see, everybody has this inner healer inside of them, right? But either that guy don't want to come out, or someone's just not taking. Somebody just doesn't care. They're so disconnected from it that it's just so far from their mind, that kind of thing, right? And so what I tried to do is create an environment where it would just naturally come out of people. And it did. It worked. It was actually very successful. And there were a lot of things that really intrigued me watching it over the years, because I did it for about 7 years. Okay, I still am an educator. It's just I've my where I educate people is kind of like a tighter niche. It's a little bit my niche is a little smaller and more specific. That's I mean I could still do it, but that's just where I am right now. Anyways, so so I created this environment that got that person out, that got the inner healer up to the surface, and people were able to see this guy. And it was quite an environment. It was just great to be around. When you're around continuous transformation, it has a really deep effect on you, because you change also at the same time, right? As they evolve around you, you evolve too. That's just kind of how it all works. And I've seen lots of very interesting things. I would teach my students basically what I knew. But the thing is the work that I do opens people up in a way where they kind of naturally become more themselves. And so that might have been another reason why the work was creating that effect, because they're all doing it to each other, right? So they're opening up, everybody's opening up everybody else's structures. And when that happens, there's also all these psychological shifts that happen too. And it's a process. It's not something you want to get done in as fast as you can. It doesn't quite work like that. It's more like a baby. You know how it takes a baby 9 months to, you don't want that baby to come out earlier than 9 months, right? It's kind of that same thing. It's a natural process that a person goes through, and you want to go through all the stages that you can, so that you develop accordingly. Anyways, in one particular case, I could tell you lots of stories like this, but I think you'll dig this one. Let's start with this one. So I had this student. His name was William. Young guy at the time. I think he was a construction worker, or he did something like that. Very nice guy, great guy. Hard gold, that kind of thing, right? He's in massage therapy. Usually, that's what people in massage therapy are usually good-hearted people. That's if you're looking for good-hearted people, that's a good sector to look in if you want to find some. Anyways, I was kind of worried about this guy, right? Liked him as a person. I knew he had a good heart, all that. But for whatever reason, I didn't think he was living up to the image that I had for him, basically, right? That's what it came down to. And, really what I wanted was him to do healing work that produced results. That's what I wanted from him, right? Because I knew that's what he needed to survive out there, right? That's the difference between being on your own or being successful and not, is the production of results, right? I think we can all agree on that. Anything lasting, any relationship lasting, it's going to need results, right? So he works on me. This is like towards the end of his program, right? He's getting towards the end of the 9 months here, and he's getting ready to go out on his own, and he works on me, okay, and he does his massage work on me, and honestly, I didn't feel really anything special about it at the time, okay, when he's working on me. I didn't really feel anything, and that made me more nervous, right? So I asked him, because usually the intention of your work will come across. It'll reflect out in actions in the body and things like that. And I was just having a hard time figuring out what his intention was. And so I asked him. I said, "What? When you're working on me, what's going through your head? What's the intended effect?" And then he told me this. Check this out. He goes, "I imagine like steam or gas just coming out of your joints like this." He made those kind of gestures, okay? He made these kind of gestures. I didn't feel anything like that when he was working on me. Not even close, okay? If anything, it almost felt like somebody was like petting me nicely. Something like that. Something that you might expect from somebody who I don't know, doesn't know much about massage, right? Or whatever, right? Sorry if I offended anybody there. Anyways, so that's what he's telling me. That was what was supposed to happen. I was supposed to feel like these gases releasing from all my joints, right? And I was like, well, yeah, okay. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that during the time, but I just listened to him. Okay, I just listen. I tend to listen as opposed to react a lot. So sometimes it takes a while to figure out I was offended sometimes, just because I'm always trying to just take it in and think before I act. Anyways, he, we talk a little bit more, and then I go home. And that evening, I'm sitting in meditation, okay? I'm just sitting in meditation. And maybe about 20 minutes into it or something like that, all of a sudden, I feel just like, I don't even know what. It was like gases releasing out of my joints. I have never in my life, before that day, even after that day, I've never felt anything like that ever, okay? It was crazy. It was one of the most unique experiences I've ever had from a student, okay? I don't know how to make that happen in somebody. I have no idea. I have no idea how to make those gases come out of their joints like he did to me. That was insane. I didn't even know the body could do that, okay? I had no idea the body could do it. It almost felt like you're watching, you ever see like the robot movies with a big robot, and then he's parking, and then all of a sudden, as he powers down, gases come out of the joints. It was like that, and the feeling was insane. It was just like, that feels like literally gas being released out of my joint. What? I don't. It was mind-boggling, Kate. I had no idea that was possible. I don't even know how to trigger it to happen, Kate. Yet this guy did it. All right. I never taught him that. I never taught him that, Kate. I don't know how to do that. But he is doing it. That's pretty wild. Okay. So everybody has an inner healer, right? You just got to create the space for that person to come out, feel comfortable to come out and develop. That's what I've learned over the years is that person just doesn't feel comfortable coming up to the surface in most environments. So you kind of you have to give it space to happen. That's what I've learned. And so I'd kind of like to offer you guys, people that are kind of new to this or interested in this stuff, I'd like to create a scenario to help bring that up to the surface in you because let me tell you, I have learned so much from it about myself. It has helped me out in so many ways, and not only me, but lots of people that I'm around too at the same time. I'm at a point right now where I have been making a living off of doing this for a while. So when you see something like that, it just tells you that there's enough support behind it to keep it going. And it has a lot to do with just real, genuine connection. Okay, that's what it has to do, and really understanding those principles, how those connections are made, how they're maintained, that kind of stuff. We talk about those things, and then we'd even do a few exercises to help you develop that within yourself, because there are things that you can do. I could tell you more stories about doing healing work and some of the crazy things I've seen. I've some of the crazy things I've facilitated. It can be a lot of fun. So I'm just gonna leave you right now with those thoughts in your head. Think about it. If that is something you're interested in, just make a comment below, or maybe hit the like button, something like that. But let me know that you have an interest, and I want to make it reachable to everybody. I want to help you develop that person inside of you because I know it's good and it'll be just good for everybody and the planet in general. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. I love you all, and hopefully I will hear from you soon.